people losing money, but you deserve it. If you didn't listen to me back here in October that said, get out of Apple, get out of Facebook, get into Amazon, then I have zero sympathy for you, folks. It's an absolute clown car. Watching his interviews last night, the dude's, for being a relatively smart guy, he's an idiot. So here's what I'm going to do. Since I'm not supposed to be working, and I'm actually supposed to be out on the slopes with my kids right now, and I'm not, I'm gonna, maybe after hours tonight, I'm gonna I'll film a clip about this, maybe a 30-minute trade video on Facebook. So if you want to see that, head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. That stands for Full Throttle Webinar. Now, it says tomorrow, March 23rd at 1 p.m. That ain't going to be me, folks. I'm going to be, that's my last day of skiing on spring break, but we'll play it during this time. And if anything, Facebook's only going to be going lower by the time you watch this tomorrow. So head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT-webinar to take a look at this. All right, let's do a quick strategic brief. Pretty shocking video of the Houthi rebels shooting down another Saudi F-15 fighter over Yemen. First of all, when you see the words Houthi rebels, just put in the word Iran. So here's what's comical about the Washington clown car. Yesterday, who was the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia met the young dude who more or less clipped, went through a purge recently. He met with the president. And people from John McCain, all these rhinos and all these Democrats saying, oh, and Saudi Arabia's, and Yemen and all these, it's a horrific humanitarian crisis. Are you people stupid? These, quote, rebels, the Iranians, have shot 2 ballistic missiles. One at the capital of Riyadh, which was shot down by a Patriot battery, and another one at one of their palaces. So this is a proxy war, folks. Saudi Arabia is fighting Iran. It's just in Yemen. They ain't going across the Arabian Gulf Lake yet to go at each other. So do me a favor, idiot Republicans and Democrats, don't lecture Saudi Arabia on getting attacked and then attacking the people attacking them. We can all do the, hey, who shot John first? But at the end of the day, don't lecture people on crap like this. It's ridiculous. We get all pissed off when somebody interferes in our elections. But everybody remember when Barack Hussein Obama spent, how much was it, to interfere in Israel's election to work against Netanyahu? Yeah, you don't hear that covered too much. U.S. to apply tariffs up to $50 billion of Chinese imports. This is going to be unveiled later today. And then, well, U.S., China, sharpen trade swords. China's going to fire back at us. It's the art of the deal, folks. He says he's got a pretty damn, and I believe the guy just based on his words and also public pictures, that he's got a good relationship with President Xi Jinping. And I think they're going to dance for a little bit and we'll come to an agreement. But hey, folks, when you're on the was it $200 billion trade deficit? It's ginormous. Again, Trump's been nice to the dude. Like, hey, man, it's not your fault. If you were able to negotiate the greatest deal for China first, man, good on you. Those guys were idiots in front of me. I'm not an idiot. Here's the type of deal we're going to have, a win-win. It ain't going to be a win-lose like it's been for 3, 4, 5 decades. Now we're going to – so this is – and it's funny because it's got Republicans playing. So Democrats should be loving this. All the Pennsylvania steel towns and all these guys love what Trump is doing. But, of course, all these Republicans are saying trade wars are bad. I don't think it's going to get that bad. You got to love the way this guy plays chess when other people are playing checkers. Now to my Facebook. Absolutely love this. The guy's awful. And I love seeing the Wall Street heavies, especially all these Piper Jaffray, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, RBC, all these folks who are massive Facebook investors trying to twist themselves into a pretzel about his response. Even the most bullish and biggest investors were like, oh my God, first of all, 3 days, you ready? 3 days of bizarre silence as the company was getting skewered for the Cambridge Analytica scandal. And what is it, down 15, 18% so far, folks? I predicted the election of Trump and the market rally. I predicted that volatility pullback, and I also predicted that Facebook, the chickens would come home to roost, and this is dead money. Especially what was it 2 months ago when Zuckerberg said, you know what, I don't care about profitability. I just want to do good in the world. Well, guess what, jackass? You're the CEO of this company. You want to do good, take the company private. You need to be Gordon Gekko and as a shareholder, make me money. Go do good somewhere else, Robin Hood. And he ain't doing good. He lies through his teeth. Google the 2009 interview when he sits there and says, we would never, ever sell our user data or give it to other people. What a moron. 2-3 years ago, they opened up everything to, for companies to put apps on Facebook and stuff like that and get into, and like an octopus, get into everything. The guy is comical. So obviously the tech sector is dragging U.S. stocks lower. I didn't even mention yesterday that we had we had a Fed meeting. So obviously we got 25 bips or something like that. Also existing home sales came in pretty good. But yesterday, Jerome, Mr. Powell, our new Fed chief, sounded what sounds like 3 rate increases for the year, but he sounded kind of hawkish, which the market didn't like yesterday as well. So this ain't just a tech story. Don't forget we had a Fed meeting yesterday. And you ready for this? This is another reason I can't stand this limousine liberal. There are other reasons, right? He's got armed security and he lives in a massive house with a big wall around it, but he doesn't want a wall around the U.S. and doesn't think you deserve any protection because he's more important than you. Zuckerberg has sold more Facebook stock in the last 3 months than any insider at any other company. You know why in the last 3 months, folks? This is when I told you it's over for these folks. I saw the European regulators starting to go, wait a minute, we're not digging this whole Facebook and privacy and the whole, hey, we think $200,000 in Facebook ads bought by Russia, Russian agents might have swayed this election. Do you think we're all stupid? He saw what was coming and he dumped his shares, ladies and gentlemen. How do you feel about Zuck now? And then when you see a CEO yesterday get up and say, hey, maybe we should face more regulation, you can't make this up. I don't care about profitability, and maybe we should be regulated more. I don't even know where to start with this headline. We don't know what to do with ourselves because we're idiots. We need help, and we need Washington to regulate us. You tell me you're bullish on a company that's asking for more government regulation. Donald Trump came in to deregulate Wall Street and to let companies take more risk. This dude's saying, I have no control over my ship, and I need more regulations. This is awful. This is a dead cat bounce. I said this yesterday. It found a base. Let's get long. Let's buy some calls. This is dead money. This isn't even a bounce here, folks. This ain't a dead cat bounce. This cat is dead, and it's going lower. And like I said, I'll shoot a video after the close today. But I told you in October, folks. I'm not going to pull up my I'll save it for the webinar, but my Amazon versus Facebook and Apple in the past 6 months. I mean, when the guy who made WhatsApp and sold it to Facebook for what, $19 billion yesterday said, yeah, delete Facebook. It's trending on Twitter. I can't stand Twitter either, but it's so. And I got to be honest with you, folks. I'm out here with Matthew and Jack and Keely, but Keely's not old enough. I'm watching the hell out of her cell phone. But Matthew and Jack, 17 and 13 respectively, they're like, Dad, Facebook's for old people. There is not the next generation of people do not use Facebook. And guess what? Facebook advertisers start pulling out. Well, they have Instagram and WhatsApp. Hey, man. This is their flagship. This is the Death Star. When you start losing advertisers and you start asking for regulation, it's over with. And here's the headline I love. So it turns out that the Cambridge Analytics did some data mining for the Trump campaign. Oh, my God, impeach him. The Obama campaign director. Hey, they were on our side. You didn't hear a word of this on MSNBC or CNN. It's all about, hey, maybe Cambridge Analytica helped Trump. The damn campaign director. This is his exact quote. Facebook was on our side. Does anybody know who Sheryl Sandberg is, the COO of Facebook? Hillary. She's like Hillary's sister. She said she did everything in her power during that election to get her to win. So, and here we go with more. I just can't stand any of these stocks. So now Google, which owns YouTube, is banning firearms demo videos, entering the gun control debate. You just lost half, if not 75% of America, YouTube. So now YouTube is banning speech. Oh, along with Twitter, right? We were laughing the other day about not laughing, but Twitter, Louis Farrakhan, one of the biggest racist and anti-Jews on the face of the planet, he's allowed to spew his hate all over Facebook. But if you post a conservative post, they put you in Twitter jail. So not only is Facebook going down, Google's going down, and Twitter is too. I told you to be an Amazon, folks. And thanks for all the emails and support and all the hey, Wiz, you nailed it. You did it. It wasn't a dart, man. I saw this coming. And people are asking me, like, Wiz, I know in October you said ditch Facebook, ditch Apple, and cobble together a position in Amazon. If you can't cobble because it ain't cheap, look at the XLY. 22% of the XLY is Amazon. And we're going to talk about this during that webinar, okay? But I got to get going, man, because I'm going to hit the slopes, like I said. Really not supposed to be working. This ain't work, though, man. I'm very passionate about what I do here. And look at this pop in volatility. Look at the VIX. Obviously, the VIX is rolling over, or not rolling over. It's spiking on a little bit of this, oh, my God, the market's going to implode. Real quick, I remain cautiously bullish. This looks like, oh my God, what's coming up in what, 8-9 days? Q1 earnings, folks. Does anybody remember the last quarter's earnings? How all these companies took like really bad charges, like at JP Morgan or some of the other companies I love. They said, oh, we're pulling forward a lot of the bad stuff because next year in Q1 in 2018, we're going to be printing money. So this might not look pretty. It's not panic selling. Again, I still, I sit on the lift and talk to people, and if anything, a little bit of safety in the financials. Okay, now obviously it ain't looking too good, JP Morgan, but folks, this is where you need to be. Okay, and the financials and Amazon. So real quick, like I said, I'll shoot a video after the close. Good job, all my members being in the ready room and going back and forth and having some good discussions. You guys are providing each other some good mutual support. But if you want to watch the bye-bye tech stocks Facebook implosion and maybe an actionable trade on Facebook, head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. That stands for full throttle -webinar. FT-webinar. Okay, folks, I got to run. Going to go hit Aspen Highlands. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. God bless. And I'll be back with Friday's market wrap-up tomorrow.